5,000 meter career?
Not that much.
No.
If anything, when I was training for the 5K, I was a low mileage guy, around 65. But then I think I went all the way to 75. I don't even think I hit 80 this training cycle.
Okay.
But then there were some days I was doing other things to get myself training well, so I could run 15 miles, and then later on I'm on the bike, on a spin bike, or I could come back to Tucson, I ran 10 miles and then 20 miles on the bike, or I could go wear my aqua joggers and I'm there for 75 minutes in the pool after running in the morning. So those are the things that made me, rather than relying on lower mileage, I was doing other things that helped me a lot. And if I was to put all those mileage, including the water and the biking, that was a lot of them. And I feel like I had benefit of doing that. That benefited me a lot. Instead of just pounding every single time, I could be on my bike or being in the pool.
What was your longest run?
24 plus 1.
24 plus 1?
Yes. So 24 miles, and then that's as hard as we could go, and then cool down 1 mile, so 25.
So you went hard 24 miles?
Yes.
Who'd you do that with?
Juan Luis. But I'm not going to say how many minutes he was ahead of me when we finished. He was ahead of me, but I cannot say. So he was tough. Because the guy, he trains in Toluca, which is, I think, 8,400. And then when he comes to Flagstaff, he's on the low elevation.
Oh yeah, it's 1,000 feet forward.
Yeah, see? And he feels like it is like a walk in the park in Flagstaff at 7,200 feet. So
was most of your training with him?
most of my training was with him, and then occasionally we could go in there without him.
What's the goal on Sunday?
My goal is to run hard, run with an open mind that things can happen in the race. It could be painful, but I know it's just going to be painful. And also, the fact that I've been training for it, I've had enough advice from people, I don't need any advice anymore. So I'm going to stick to the little ones that I kept in my head, which are so important. And then just run, be in the race, and aim for 2:12:20.
That's the record?
Yes. And then I went back. When I was in Flagstaff, I had an idle time, like what else can I do after training in the morning? Then I was having my pen and paper, and then I went back to 2007, the last 10 years of running, because we had that 2012 that they canceled the race. So I went back to 2007, and I wrote down from number 1 to number 10, top 10 from all those years, and then I highlighted where the 2:12:20 would put you. And it's actually high up there. Like seriously, at some point it would put me in 3rd place.
At this race?
Yes.
Yes.
And then I'm thinking to myself, so is my aim way too ambitious? But I don't know. So we'll see.
You're Bernard Lagat. Of course not.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. So rather than aiming at the position itself, I want to aim at a time. Then when I'm aiming for that time, it will bring me to maybe a better position in the finishing ranking. So I will see.
Pretty high percentage of those people that you're singling out, in the 211, 212, and you're surprised by that, occurred in the last 6 miles. People tend to fall apart late in this race more than, let's say, Chicago or Boston.
Correct.
Just so you're aware of it.
Absolutely.
Give
Yes.
yourself a little inspiration if you see some guys up there dying.
Then I'll be looking at it, he's dying. Let me go get him.
But there's a pattern here again.
Thank you, Larry. And in fact, that is almost the theme from everybody that I've heard from. They tell me, New York. I mean, Juan Luis told me, Abdi was telling me, in 2017, it's like the race really happened, it changed the last 6K. So that's late. And so it can change like that, and that's where people just start, thinking, okay, I'm going to be hitting all those a little bit of incline and all these things. Yeah, so they try to kind of go a little early. Not that early, but still 6 kilometers or even 10 is still a long ways to go.
Are you lighter than you've ever been?
I am 1 pound lighter, so which doesn't really make any difference, because usually my race weight is between 29 and 30, 129 and 130. But even when I was on my bulk of my training, I never dropped to 128. It was 129, 130, just like that.
Yeah, how tall?
5'8".
Okay.
Yes.
So you're 128 now, or you're 129?
I'm 129.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Why New York and not Chicago?
What's that?
Why did you decide in New York instead of, say, Chicago?
Because I felt like coming to New York was almost like coming home, really. because I've been here since Millrose games at the Garden. So this is my place. When I come here, I really feel comfortable. I feel like I'm home. And so every single thing that I do, I always think of a place that really feels so good, and people welcome me and they know me and they want to see the best that I can perform in the events. And so Millrose, so New York Road Runners have done an amazing job for me when I'm running the mile, the 5K on the road, and the 5K on the track, and even in the indoor races. So here New York was my only option, because I didn't even think of any other place, but I wanted New York to be my first one.
How does it feel to finally be here and the marathon actually happening in a couple days?
It seemed like it arrived rather quickly, though. I wanted to, I've been training and hoping that, things will be better later on. And then I was just thinking to myself, okay, we only have a few weeks. And then before long, it was traveling to New York. So it feels like it came a little bit too quick for me. And then now I'm looking, we only have Saturday, which is tomorrow, before Sunday. But all of that is part of the process. So I'm preparing my mind for tomorrow. What am I going to do tomorrow? Eat, sleep, rest, and be with my family. And that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, really, and part of today. And be ready to go into the race, knowing that I'm ready, I'm fresh, and nothing else is going to be worrying me in my mind.
So were you pleased with the training?
I was pleased with the training, yeah.
But you're just it seems too soon for the race, kind of just mentally, almost.
Yes,
you won Peachtree. That seems like, were you surprised by that?
Yes, of course. I was not expecting to win, because the thing is, I told Rick and Jay Holder, I told him, if I could come into that race and finish top 3, I want top 3, that's good. 1, 2, 3, I'll be so happy, because I was 5th in 2017. And I thought to myself, okay, if I can get in there, I will be happy with that. So then when we started the race, I was feeling comfortable. But I did some homework even more than before. We drove to the course and back in the same way. So I had to really visualize the course, and I knew everything. Of course, the first 3 is you don't have to have any strategy. Just roll with everybody going that hill. But then the work is going to start at 3 miles. And so that is why I had to drive up to check exactly the course, how it's going to be. So, and I was surprised by that. Like going down, I was telling to myself, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to be third, because I was still with Lopez and Lagat. Then after some time, I could not see Aaron, because Lopez started moving. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to be second. And I gave myself second spot until I realized he seemed a little laboring, at 6 miles. So that last one, that 0.2 is what made the difference. I looked at him and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to win this. And I kicked, and that was it.
It's pretty crazy.
I was happy, man. I was really happy.
I would be too.
That's my first 10K.
Yeah. Do you have any fears? Like, I think everyone, when they first run the marathon, it's the unknown. I don't know.
Yeah, there's always an unknown.
What do you fear the most, or what are you worried about the most, or?
To me, there's nothing really that I fear, because the thing is, if I was to fear something, that means I must have to prove something so desperately. But this time, I just want to be in a race. This is my first one. Like Abdu was telling me yesterday, the thing is, you go have fun. There's nothing you have to prove. There's nothing you have to prove into yourself. Just run as comfortable and as you can. And so just give yourself opportunity to do it without having to think about anything else. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm not worried about anything. I'm not scared. I'm not stressed. I'm really comfortable.
You seem calm.
Man, that's it.
How old are your kids now?
She is 10 today.
10?
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
What are you doing for your birthday? Something cool, right?
She's looking at you.
Yeah, we're like, Daddy, are you going to take me out?
Shopping, New York shopping.
Oh, shopping. She's already planning. We need to go shop. And my son is 12. He's almost 8. Thank you. About 8. No, 5'8", something now.
He's tall.
Ahead of me. Yeah. He's taller than me.
I remember when
he was a little baby. He was a helmet baby.
Yeah.
Anyways, good. Thank you.